Good morning, everybody. Auron J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to talk about the Final Fantasy X rerun that includes Master Ability 2s for Tidus, Auron, and Yuna, and we're going to take a little look at the new Esper Vision card combo that's dropping this Wednesday, see if it's something you want to invest your Visior into, or if you're a new player, if any of these FF10 units are your new unit. So let's take a peek at them. We're going to start obviously with Titus, and I'm not going to call him Tidus. I know it's a thing that people talk about. I'm a Titus guy. That's the hill I live on. That's the hill I die on. Come at me in the comments section. Anyway, here's our boy Titus. Now, Titus's old master ability was already pretty good. He already had the HP and water attack up and 20 defense pin, and for a unit who in PvP is meant to be a supportive frontline high damage bruiser hybrid, this was a good master ability for him. It gets better. He gains 20 or 30 slash attack resistance penetration now, which is perfect. So he has that double penetration master ability. I really like that a lot. He also gains 10% slash and missile resistance. So really, he's going to do more damage. He's going to be more of a bruiser than he was before. I think this is a fantastic master ability upgrade. The problem for Titus in the past, if you're somebody who's thinking about maybe wanting to build Titus up, has always been his AI and the trickiness of using this unit in kind of all situations. If you want a PvE unit, Titus is a PvE god for water slashing teams. His moves that can oh my god, words, defense debuff, which is very useful in PvE. He has a CT down attack that increases his agility. He can inflict slow on the boss. So for big raid bosses, Titus was already a king of PvE, in-game PvE. His problem in PvP has been taking advantage of his Hastiga. This is a AoE buff that gives haste to him and his allies, and his AI loves to use this buff. He loves to use it so much, in fact, he likes to just kind of rotate around the back of your team, giving everybody this buff. And for a unit who's supposed to maybe drop this buff once and then go get forward, get up there and start hitting the enemy, because he does a lot of damage already. His sword is getting an upgrade, more on that in the +6 gear video, and his master ability getting an upgrade. He's going to do a lot of damage to the people he's hitting, but you have to be careful when you're playing Titus to get him to do what you want him to do. His master ability update is good though, and if you're somebody who wants to just use this guy because you're a fan, he will be very usable in both PvE and PvP. And for a free character, he's one of the better free characters we've ever gotten. I recommend building him. There we go. That's my little Titus overview for you new Titus folks. Next, this is the most obvious yes build, I think, of the collaboration. If you do not have a primary healer for your account, if you are looking for a S tier support unit, Yuna is going to be your girl. She dominated this whole game when she came out. Yuna was the Starlight Elena of this game before Starlight Elena. If you had Yuna, you were better off. Her TMR is amazing. It's a piece of cloth gear that has a heal on it that also gives protect and shell. That's useful in so many obvious situations. Her master ability that's getting upgraded had that light HP and attack up for her group, and it gave her AoE resistance. It will keep those things, but now it will also give her light attack and activation time down on her skills. So Yuna, and you're going to see this play out as we look into Valforce as well, they are buffing her in two very significant ways. One, they are buffing her damage. Her light attack going up is not insignificant. This is a girl who loves to use this ability right down here at the bottom of the screen. Valforce, aka the Space Chicken, if you've ever watched any of my shoutcasting. So this is getting a buff with that light attack up, as well as all of her other damage. She also has Kodadama Wielder for 100% hit moves. She has Holy for 100% hit moves. So she's already a very accurate unit, someone who can snipe evasion targets. But getting that light attack will help her damage. And skill activation down from her master ability is very important, because one of the difficulties of playing Yuna as a support was picking do you want her to pray, which is this move right here, which is an instant cast AoE heal, but required Yuna to be closer to her allies, which brought her into range of AoE damage? Or do you want her staying further away using like Curaga? The problem would be, Yuna is notorious for standing far away from her friends, channeling Curaga while they're at 10 HP, then the enemy gets a turn while that casting time is going, they kill your ally, Ripperino, you'll lose the fight. So casting time reduction will be very nice, and all of these things that we're talking about right here, her damage and her casting time, will also be addressed by Valforce, the new Esper and Vision card that are coming out, and we'll take a look at those here in a minute. So overall, I think Yuna is getting a good master ability upgrade right here, more attack and better supporting through activation time down. I don't think it changes what she does at all, it just makes her a little bit better at what she does, and if you're somebody who is already wanting to build a very good healer and you like Yuna, I don't think you can go wrong there. You will have to pull her, and we'll have to see what the banners look like obviously tomorrow. Okay, next up, Auron, or as the Google Translate likes to call him, my boy Auron over here. So Auron, what are you getting? Now look, Auron was widely considered the weakest of the FF10 units. However, people who used Auron understand that he's good. Like, he's not overpowered. Auron fits into that category in this game that so many units fit into, where they do their job, and they do their job just fine. He's an 80 cost unit. I think he makes sense at 80 cost, and in an ice team or a slash shading team, Auron's your guy. He can do a lot of things for you. So previously, his master ability had the HP and ice attack up, and he had 10 spirit. Pretty weak for a master ability. Obviously the elemental party buff is big, but just 10 spirit was bad, and this was something that was probably holding Auron back. He gets his limit break upgraded. That's what this means right here at the top with his new master ability. He keeps everything he had before, and he picks up 30 slash attack resistance penetration. So good, he will now be able to penetrate some slash resistance, and as a damage dealer, that's important. Now, they upgrade his fire tornado, his limit break. Let's go take a look at that. Previously, this gave him defense pin 40, did big AoE damage in a square 200%, so it was a very strong attack already. Notice that it's non-elemental, like he's an ice element unit who lights a tornado on fire with his own boost. Anyway, it's a thing. So what he gets now is he gets a shield that's 50% damage of both magic and physical for 3 turns for himself if he uses his limit break. And if you're an Auron player, he's going to use his limit break. This dude loves to use it. So I think this is good because his limit break is a core part of his kit for that defense pin. By adding the slash attack resist penetration here, like Titus, he is now a double penetration unit, which really helps bring him into the modern game. Should you pull for Auron though, if you're new? Look, go for Auron if you're an ice element player and a fan of him. Like, my name is obviously based off of this guy, so he's definitely somebody who I pulled for back in the day. Took me a lot of pulling to get him, but I got a lot of use out of him when I pulled him, and he's a pretty good guy for PvE as well. He has a multi-hit slashing attack right here with 4 uses that is also a 100% hit move, so he's anti-evasion, good for PvE, and his sword is getting the +6 upgrade. Again, check out the +6 gear video for a breakdown here, but it's a really good upgrade. Not just for him, for any great sword using ice unit. So I think Auron's plenty good. If you want to build him and play him, you'll have a good time. Otherwise, we're moving on to the Space Chicken. Now, Valforce is a Vision Card Esper combo that's coming out. It is a magic Vision Card for light element units. 164 magic is nice, 308 HP is nice, and 15 TP is who cares. The unit wearing it will pick up magic plus 10% and AoE resistance 10. So that immediately screams Yuna to me. All of Yuna's kit scales off of magic, both her healing and her damage, and she's already bringing 10 AoE resist with her support ability. This will give her 10 more. If she's wearing this Vision card, before any group buff is applied or any Esper buff is applied, she's walking in with 20 AoE resist. So if she does need to get in range to do some of her damage or to be proccing praise, you know, that AoE resist could be the difference between her getting one shot or her Aeon bond proccing and keeping her alive. So that's a big deal. party effects from this card. Magic attack resist pin up 35. This is really good. I wish it wasn't limited to light. This would be amazing on units like Rerun or Abara. These units that do a lot of, like Skahal, for example, like magic damage units would love this. Yuna will love this too. So would somebody like a Mashiri if you were pairing another light mage with Yuna. Sakura, somebody who could benefit from this. And then magic attack up 18, pretty self-explanatory. And it will be particularly good at hunting dark. It'll give your light element units dark killer 25. So if you're planning to fight dark units with your light units, here you go. This is a great card to slap on Yuna. Probably not better than Bahamut, which gives that massive agility buff, and it's Bahamut. But Space Chicken and Bahamut both live in space. If you've seen the summons, you know what I'm talking about. Now, it does come with an Esper, so let's check that out. And I want to mention what I'm going to call the double Valforce build. More on the double Valforce build momentarily. We'll start with the stats. It's a 16 agility Esper, so for a UR, that's medium speed. Which is fine. It has good magic at 120, nice amount of HP, and a good amount of dex and luck. The summon, the actual cast of this, hits very, very hard. It is a it's a plus 100% hit, 275% modifier, hits in a big cross shape. Decreases light resistance of all enemies on the map by 50%, which is good for PvE, like raids and stuff. A lot of times this can be the last thing you want to do before you hit your ultimate chaining move for big damage. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Now, I talk about that specifically because let's look at Valforce's skill tree. Within this skill tree is Evocation Gauge Boost, which is how fast you charge up your Esper, and Evocation Gauge Damage. Yuna, as a unit, is already notorious for summoning Valforce once with her Limit Break. I think there's going to be some fun builds out there that are double Space Chicken builds, where Yuna starts the fight, does some buffs, put re-raise on somebody, whatever, then goes out there, drops her Limit Break for one guaranteed hit with Valforce, then has boosted her Evocation Gauge, and summons Valforce a second time to hit his cross-shaped AoE, and just, tears people up. So that's my, fun imaginary build here. But there's other things that this guy does as well, including magic up, light attack up. So this is a great tree for your light element units. Has magic attack generic on it, has dark killer and dark resist. So further leaning into that anti-dark kind of mindset here. And then has activation time down as well. If you wanted to pair that with Yuna for more efficient healing, that's an option. And then you can sprinkle in a little missile resist if you're hurting for other things to do. But you're really not hurting for things to do on this Esper. It's very good, and if you're a light player, I think it's something that'd be worth adding to your repertoire, especially since dark is on the rise. You can already see a lot of dark in PvP right now. Dark is only going to get stronger over the next few months, so Valforce might be a good addition to your light element teams. Boom. Okay, that's it for this part of the video. Let's go ahead. We've got a bonus account review coming in next, so let's go there. And today's bonus account review comes to us from Zovian. So Zovian, thank you so much for supporting my channel by becoming a member on YouTube. Let's check out the account. Now, rank 138 and a pretty new player. If we see here, only 77 days logged in, so been playing since the FF6 collaboration. But account has come a long way, definitely in part to being Royal Rank 10. So definitely has put some money into the game. Let's see how that money has cashed in. Let's see where that money has gone and what the account is looking like compared to some other accounts we've reviewed. Okay, start with Fire. So started during FF6, got Terra to 120. But nothing else for Fire is really ready. Now, Terra is going to be able to help you in some rainbow teams in the meantime. If I was you and wanted to play Fire, I would focus on my King Mont next here, and then once he got up to being 120 or almost 120, at that point work in a third, whether it's a new unit or somebody else you're kind of wanting to build. Terra's a great piece, but I do think she works a lot better with a tank backing her up, and King Mont's about as good as it comes in terms of tanks. So that's where Fire is. Ice, you have Victoria at 120. which is a super cool 120 unit, and not cool because like ice dad joke or whatever, but just a cool 120 unit in general. And then Velis is an absolute top tier unit in this game. Once he is up there, here's what I would do. If I was you and I was an ice player, I would be targeting Agrius in a few months when we get the tactics rerun. By that time, I would want my Velis to be ready to go, and then you would have a really cool Victora Velis Agrius team that could put in a ton of work for you in PvP. That comp sounds awesome. Velis though, you should level him anyway because he's one of the best. Like, you can run like 2 of a single element plus Velis, and that's some of the highest in PvP in the game right now. So work on him. Victoria's great at 120. I think Victoria's criminally underrated. Okay, Wind. You've got Joom at 120, who is the cornerstone of Wind, but really nothing else. I would probably put Wind on hold, use Joom as like a nice rainbow comp tank for your like PvE teams, you know, just when you're playing the PvE version of the game, have her work in there. She's great in that situation, but I'd hold on Wind for now and focus in other places. Okay, Earth, this would not be a place I'd focus right now. You've skipped Earth pretty much. Yeah, pretty much a hard skip on Earth. I bet you Killfay was your like first 99 unit or something. Eileen at level 40 hurts my heart, but I totally understand it. Etra, if you ever do want to get Moraga up to play Earth, remember that Etra can solo or selection enough to get you the 120 Moraga. Okay, Lightning. Now here is some power. This is where your account really starts flexing. These 3 right here, Resnick, Charlotte, and Esther, I mean, that's a slapping comp right there. PvP, that is highest end of PvP. You have Frederica to mix in there if you wanted to go like double damage tank or double damage support kind of thing. For units that you have that work up, Nivlu is a good limited cost option. Skahal's pretty decent, but I think for units for Lightning, you're set. If you can pick up a Cloud during a rerun, that would add nicely here. But really, anything you just want to add to your Lightning account would be good as a 5th for some PvE mono Lightning teams. But dang, for PvP, you are set for Lightning. Well done. Water, again, big time strong at the top. Farm Celis Astrius, boom, that's real big. Ildira's an easy finish thanks to the Mog Shop. If you could ever get the medals you need to get her up there, she could be a nice support for those two. But Astrius, Celis, and then if you could ever get Velis from Ice built up, that's a really powerful 3-man squad as well. Having Farm at 120 makes this a very good makes this account a very good candidate for building up Titus during Final Fantasy X this week, because Titus plus Farm is really good PvE like boss killing combo. Mix in Celis and Astrius and you just got it. Like there's a core 4 5-man PvE killing team right there. You just mix in something else, right? Just whatever else you want to. Again, that could be Ildira. Remember, she does have slashing built into her kit, and she can support you with some like, CT manipulation shenanigans. Light. Okay, yeah. Your top end of Light is on point. You have the triple evasion team if you wanted to do that with Violet, Elena, and Locke. This team is a super effective Guild Wars defense team as well. You also have Lucio at 120 if you wanted to mix him in for some like beefiness there. Your Yuna is already at level 89, so I would probably recommend finishing her off during 10 if you have the resources available. Engelbert, never hurts to get him up there. Other than that, that's really where I'd look. I would look right here with Yuna and Engelbert to keep your Light going. Otherwise, your Light is in a great spot. What's down here? You got Fina done already, so that's nice for your cost limited options. Yeah, your Light account is ready to rock, especially in cost limited. Dark. Okay, a Whisper player. And no, if we go back, Whisper was the home screen unit. So I'm guessing that Whisper's kind of your girl. I've been using Whisper in this round of limited Guild Wars as a cost 70 unit. You don't want to build her like full resist, like what is the temptation, I think, but focus on her resist, but go more well-rounded high damage bruiser Whisper build. That combo's really good with the new Leela, who you are almost finished with. So that's a really fun combo right there. You just kind of need a third to put with them. You do have the 120 Shadow Links, which might be funny as a third. I would focus more on like a Black Rose Helena, a Ruinstern, Or we do have Dark Fina coming down the line pretty soon. That could be a target for this account. Again, depending on what your resources look like at the time. Okay, Espers. Immediately, I see Odin, Dark Brother Odin, and Bahamut. Well, there you go. Your Espers, your core Espers are done. And then you have good magic Espers mixed in with Typhoon and Siren. Good lightning Esper right here. Cost limited Espers, I see those sprinkled in. There's a light Esper. Yeah, your Esper game is on point. It looks like sort of what you're waiting on here is Magicite. So Magicite can be tough to get. Look for those step up banners for vision cards with the Select XL Magicites on them. And then just keep building up Espers as you need them. Again, if you can focus on light element Espers, I think that'd be really good for your account. If you get Yuna done during the 10 collab, Valforce could be a good addition here. Behemoth, if you get your Dark up and running, is a good cost limited option. Omega's really strong for Dark. Yeah, your Espers are in a good spot. You're just where you're where a lot of newer players are, except ahead of them because you've spent some money, right? But like getting Espers to 99 is just massively important for powering up. Let's come back to gear. I want to go to vision cards first. I opened these a little bit out of order. So, vision cards. Level 99 vision cards are huge. You have the Black Rose Helena vision card at 99. So this could be a good reason to get your Black Rose Helena leveled if you can soon. It's a great card on her. It's a great card for Mono Dark. For your water teams, you've got Dark Odin. For your light teams, I see, Starlight Elena's card here. Jaden's card. Basically, the newer cards, you're sort of leveling up the vision cards as they come out. That's just a good, that's good. Like, if you want to stay towards that high end, keep doing that. And you have good rainbow cards already. Astrologer, Helena's card, those are two of the better rainbow cards in the game. Let's continue going through these here. Igaion's a great rainbow card, so is Ramu and Ifrit. So yeah, good job building up your vision cards. Solidus is buildable through the Mog shop. Don't forget that. Like, don't waste Visior on Solidus or Fenrir or any of those cards you could just get in the Mog shop. Eventually, you will have more Mog medals than you know what to do with. So that's good there. And then we're just getting to where you haven't been able to, the one you haven't been able to focus on yet. Typhoon, you do have that favorited. So continue to build Typhoon. I think that's a great favorite. And then, the rest of these, just, pick up the shards as you can. It can be hard to pick up vision card shards. If you're going to ever play Dark, I do recommend Diablos. Especially if you're ever going to fight Light with Dark, I think it is monstrously important. Okay, let's go back to gear. Now, with gear, what I'm looking for when I look at gear is +5s. Like, are you crafting the +5s? And yes, you are. Again, especially the newer ones that we're getting. You clearly know what you're doing. When an event comes out, you farm enough to make a +5 of that thing. Excellent. Now, we are getting some +6s for things like the Dark Gloves, Platinum Mace, Razel Gethi, Platinum Rod, Sasuke's Katana. A lot of this stuff you have at +5 is getting +6 tomorrow. So that's really going to be useful for you if you can take advantage of that. Otherwise, good job. You have like a ton of +5 weapons. We don't even need to talk about weapons. Let's look at armor. A lot of people fall off a cliff. Like, a lot of people have +5 weapons, I'm finding, but like hardly any +5 armor. And that's kind of your story as well. Now, golden armor, this gets a huge upgrade tomorrow. So you might look at +6 in your golden armor. Smart Coat also gets a bit of a boost. So here's two of your pieces of gear that you can +6 this week. Again, depending on what that shop looks like or how we get those arena rewards. Sage's Hat also getting that +6 if you're running evasion, but you're really leaning on your TMR armors. Now, some of those like Radiant Grace or Moonbow Battlewear are pretty good, but if you can build out some +5 armors, I don't know if you took advantage of the recent raid revival. That could have been a good spot to catch some recipes. So keep your eye open for stuff like that. Accessories, Jack Frost all +5. This is amazing. I love this piece of gear at +5. I actually am short on some materials to finish my own. Maybe I'll farm that out today, actually, if I can. Steel Maiden's Necklace is worth boosting. This is one of the better PvP TMRs in the game for units that will use the heal. Keep that in mind. I love my Swiftwind Mantle. Bell's obviously worth leveling up. Let's keep clicking. The Tourmaline Ring, okay. Okay, so it's looking like if I was you and I was looking at my gear, I would look to get some more +5 armors or work on +6ing the armors that I have. And then as more accessories come into the game, try to get some more of those at +6. But in the meantime, lean on your bells, Swiftwind Mantle, Emberlight, Steel Maiden's Necklace. Which other one of these do I use a lot? Really not a ton of them. I mean, Lion Emblem is a great budget option for like early turn maneuvering, but I would lean on those TMRs. Now with Trust Stones, you didn't send any screenshots of Trust Stones, but you did say that you have 1 UR set. Get more. Get at least 3 UR sets of Trust Stones. Even if you're not leveling them up all the way, the passive abilities on them are worth having to compete at that high end. And for this account only being like 80 some days old at this point, you are there. Like, you are ready. You could apply, this account could apply to some of the like top 50, I don't know what guild you're in. It doesn't tell me on the screen. No, but you could apply to like top 50 guilds with this account and contribute, right? You have a couple PvP teams that could hit at that highest level. So congratulations on a good account. I hope Whisper's doing good things for you, because I really like using Whisper. I really like using her. She's super cool. So I hope you are having success with her as well. And I hope the account review was enjoyable. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.